Okay. Well,
Welcome back, boys.
we're actually streaming now. We'll wait for a few viewers to get on. This is completely unscripted as well. This one's completely unscripted. We have nothing here.
This is completely unscripted and unfiltered here live on the Final Siren podcast channel.
Okay.
Catch Noah, Raz, David, and Lachlan.
That's an excellent intro, bruh. That's an excellent intro.
Alright, Davos is just lagging.
No, he's not.
Okay, it was for me.
Wait.
Anyway. For us, are you okay?
Pardon.
Okay. Hey, we are live right now. Luckily there's only one person in the chat watching.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
look.
sure it's my account. Oh, no, it's both of us. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Final Siren podcast. I'm not going to say who I'm with. I'm getting out of the habit. But yeah, we got a good round up and coming here. Davos keeps freezing on my screen, but I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry about that. I just had to turn some notifications off. So
that's fair enough. But we'll just like the first round preview we did. We'll only look at a few games to cover. And probably the games that actually have some meaning, like Broncos versus Eels. That'll be a good game. I don't think we have to worry about Warriors versus Panthers, but Storm versus Roosters. We'll cover that one as well, and also Cowboys versus Rabbitohs. We'll cover that. That should be a good game. But yeah, first off, we'll get your thoughts, boys, on this up and coming game. Broncos versus Eels. Eels are tipped the better team to win with $1.60 compared to the Broncos $2.35. Which I think is ridiculous, but I'll get your thoughts on it.
Yeah, look, you know, I mean, it is expected. They're the favourites. I mean, last week's performance was embarrassing, but yeah, it's really game of the round. In my opinion.
Okay, thanks, Faraz. Either of you two?
yeah, it'll be a good game. Obviously, both teams have something to play for. And whereas for the Eels, it's making top four. They could make top four. Broncos need to win to just secure that spot in the 8 and be a good game.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Lachlan?
Broncos, National Sports Loaded is in the chat. We can confirm.
Yes, National Sports Loaded. Thanks for having me on, by the way, mate.
I hear you're an Eels fan, so I'm not going to get your hopes up. The Broncos are going to win 13+ tomorrow night at Suncorp Stadium. They're going to bounce back. Cape Bell's going to score 1. Renault's going to go over for 250.
We like those
and
odds.
Oates is going to score a double.
Oates
in the
a double!
The Broncos are going to secure the final this weekend, tomorrow.
Do you actually believe that? Like, I do.
100%. Tomorrow night, the year of the ambush 2.0 is back on the road.
I just broke my whole setup. I'm not gonna lie. I was too busy trying to be a hype man. Anyway, yeah, I reckon. Broncos. I don't want us to lose this game. Broncos 13+. I'm confident in my team. I reckon we can get the job done.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, should be a good game. Next game that's of any importance, in my opinion, is Storm versus Roosters. I can't wait to watch this game. I can't wait. This will be a cracking game. We'll go. Either one of you can start here on your thoughts on this game because I reckon it'll be good. By the way, prices: Storm are the better tip team at $1.55 compared to the Roosters $2.45 because Storm being at home. So start whenever you're ready, boys.
Yeah,
I'll assign this one. We'll go with Davos first, the Storm fan.
I mean, I'm pretty lucky to be going to this game.
Yeah,
it's going to be a cracking game, and hopefully the mighty Storm come out on top because I do not like the Roosters at all. But
but Lindsay,
I love Lindsay Collins. I love Lindsay Collins, Sam Walker.
Is Collins even playing?
Yeah, he's coming off the bench. Actually,
wow.
He's returning.
Is Takio back?
Yeah, Takio's on the bench as well. But yeah, it'll be a good game. I don't expect it to be high scoring, but yeah.
That's good analysis. Either one of you two, Lachlan or Faraz.
Ladies first.
Yeah, look, I'm going to go to the Storm at home. I think this is a good test for the Roosters, but I think Melbourne, they're playing some good footy. They've got that confidence back up. And I think they'll be a dark horse from the finals. I think Melbourne at home by 10 points.
Faraz, just really quickly, are you currently going under a tunnel by chance? Because that's what it sounds like from our end. We'll go on to Lachlan.
He is making his way along the M1 towards the Gateway motorway here, folks.
What are your thoughts?
I think in this game, Storm will win.
Yeah,
but it'll be tight. It's not going to be a big margin. I think 2 points, 2 to 4 points will be the margin.
I'm gonna go with something special here. I reckon Storm by 1 in Golden Point.
Wow.
I reckon
Who kicks the winning field goal?
Who to kick the field goal?
Faraz has exited the tunnel, by the way, so we're back to normal now. Field goal. I reckon the field goal's kicked by Storm by 1. So I reckon I'm gonna go Cameron Munster. I reckon he's got what it takes.
Munster or Meany, I reckon. Because they both... Meany does it before.
Munster should be 5'8". I'm not sure if he is. Wait 1 sec.
I think Munster will go to fullback.
But Craig Bell needs
Munster
to
will revert
the
to
whole
fullback.
time. Yeah.
Munster will revert to fullback. Meany will go to 5'8".
Yeah, definitely. Now... Okay, National Sports Letters has said a Sevo double, Moses and Brown to dance all over the Broncos. I hope to God the Roosters get. I'm gonna guess him and guess the win. Manu anytime try scorer and Kiri to get a try assist. Okay, I mean I get why you'd want Roosters to win because I mean you want your team top 4. I don't see it happening personally. I think Melbourne will just be too strong. I think, especially after last week's performance. What are your? I think we've actually gone to everyone on this game now. But, we'll move to the last game that I actually think has any meaning in it. I'm sorry to fans of any other teams. But, Rabbitohs Cowboys. I reckon this will be a good game.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be a good game. Any of you can start, but, let's just not have that big mess.
Is it Rabbits Cowboys?
Yeah, Rabbits Cowboys.
Yep. Oh, well, you heard it here the other night. Rabbitohs 13+. I'm telling you. No one believes me.
This man.
But Latrell Mitchell is going to put it on these Cowboys, and they don't know what's coming. I'm telling you.
This man was so confident. You were so confident in Rabbitohs. I just called them Rabbitohs. You were so confident in Rabbitohs 13+. You even put $50 on the line to Sam Revel, and he did not accept it.
And now Sam Revel has said that he's got a different challenge if Cowboys win 13+. So I'm not worried because they're not going to at all.
Okay. Lachlan, you're very confident.
Yeah, look, last week I said that I've got the Cowboys to win this, but I think I'm going to agree with Lachlan. I think with no Dearden, a change of the back line, shuffling plays all around. I think at home, I think South...
Also to add, I'm hearing it's wet weather footy.
Yeah, so that's going to affect the conditions. They'll probably play in favour of the home side. So I think, look, even though Souths had that loss last week, I think sometimes you need those type of losses to head into the finals. And the Cowboys, I think they're going to go on a bit of a bad run here. I think the Rabbitohs got this at home. I'm going to go 13+ as well. I think Dearden's a big loss for them. I honestly think it is. I'm going to go Souths.
Yes, Faraz. Yes, son.
Oh, what about you?
Yeah, well, I'm going to disagree with those boys. And I'm going to go Cowboys 13+.
I've never been
because there's a reason. Yes, Dearden's been excellent this year. He's been a very, very good 5'8". But they've also got a replacement called Scott Drinkwater, who can play in the halves, can play fullback. He's a very, very good replacement. And they have also got the Hammer to play fullback as well. So it's pretty handy replacements there.
In my opinion, I don't think Hammer's that good at fullback. Yes, I know he's a gun, but I think his speed covers him up mostly there at fullback. I think he'll be much better center at winger, but yeah, I just don't think he has the same impact at fullback, personally for me.
And also the Cowboys pack looks a lot better on paper than the Rabbitohs pack. I'm just having a look at You've got Reece Robson, you've got Cotter, and then the Rabbitohs have got, I think, Hamaselli, who I think is he new or is he? Because I've never.
No, he's been in most of the season. He's been.
Oh, has he?
The Cowboys bench could hurt them because
I think it's pretty good actually.
The Rabbitohs have Cody Nikorima. The Cowboys bench is all forwards. They don't have any utilities. Like I think for this game they needed to bring in Jake Granville because you'll add that around the ruck. later in the game, like Cody Nicarima is going to do to the Cowboys.
That's fair.
And you talk about them having a good
Fraz
ball
is
back.
back
I mean,
under
look
the tunnel.
and look, you talk about the good ball back.
Faraz, we can't hear you. We'll come back to you later. For now, my thoughts on this game, I reckon Cowboys 13 plus. I'll agree with Davos there. Yeah, not much to say. I think Davos and I will stick together. We ain't drinking any raw eggs this week, and although we could make a bet if you boys want. Anyway, is that a bet you guys want to make? Because I'm quite confident.
What's the bet?
South 13 plus. Davos and I will drink a raw egg. Cowboys 13 plus. You boys drink a raw egg.
That's a deal.
Okay, yeah. If Cows win 13 plus, I'll drink a raw egg. Yeah,
what about you,
100%.
Lachlan?
Yeah.
Because that's
Deal.
what
We got another raw egg deal. I think that's our special thing right now.
But if it's Rabbitohs 1-12 or Cowboys 1-12, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Okay.
But it has to be 13 plus either way.
Yeah. That's perfect. Okay, we've got another egg deal. I really don't feel like drinking. I think that could be a post coming on the page in a few days. Just who's drinking the most eggs out of each member?
When we hit 100
know,
subscribers, we will do an egg compilation.
Yeah. Yep. Coming at 100 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button right now, but not too fast, otherwise you'll probably only get the one video of me. But yeah.
I reckon another game of the round to watch. I get it. I get they're two bottom teams
You
and they're
better
both
not say
rubbish.
if you say Titans versus Knights, I'm actually gonna.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
Shut up. There's no
a
Titans
reason.
versus Knights game of the round here.
No, let him
What
speak.
the
Let him
hell?
speak. It might not be that one.
Who will get the spoon? Who's closer to the spoon?
What game is
Bro!
it? What game is it?
Knights.
No, I just said no Titans versus Knights.
No.
What's the meaning
What
behind
are
that?
you doing?
What's the
I
meaning?
get it. They're both rubbish.
Here we have the Knights versus the Titans. We have the cubicle coke sniffers and the half-time vape dealers. Kevin Proctor versus Kalen Ponga. Here we go, folks.
Who did it better in the cubicle?
Okay, David, why do you think this is a big match? Tell me why.
It's just to decide who's closer to the spoon. I mean, because both teams are just rubbish. But like, I don't get me wrong. I hate the Titans, so I want the Knights to win.
You hate
but-
everyone at this point.
No, I don't hate everyone actually. But
Who haven't you blasted? Tell me one team you haven't blasted yet.
I've not Raiders. I haven't blasted the Raiders.
Because we don't talk about the Raiders that much. But
Okay.
yeah, go on.
Up the milk.
Okay. Long story short, Davos has lost his mind, thinking that Titans versus Knights could be game of the round.
Game of the round.
You said one of the you said one of the game of the
No,
round.
I said one of the games to watch.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Well,
my
no-
mistake.
no-
My mistake.
Right.
Personally, I won't be tuning into that. But I mean, each to their own, I guess. It's two dog water teams. But anyway, moving on from those, I think there was a bit of speculation this week. I mean, James Tarmo, he was going to get 2 weeks for an early guilty plea for what he said to the referee. Got changed. I thought it got changed to nothing at all, like no weeks. But it turns out it was actually 1 week. It got changed to. What's your thoughts on this, boys? Because I think he's been let off the hook a little bit.
Look, as much as I love James Tarmo and, he's ending towards a near good career for the Tigers, look, I think we're just looking at one side and we're listening to the fans. I mean, Ben Cummins, not recently, he just opened up publicly saying that he suffered a lot after that 2019 grand final, saying what he's been through mentally. And people these days have been pushing for mental health around. They've been saying how significant it is to have game awareness of mental health. But if we're just going to let these things happen, where it's going to be like, just because a player's near towards the end of his career, let him swear whatever he wants to say at the ref. Let him say that. I mean, how are we as fans to say that we can preach about mental health, but yet it's okay for someone to say the F word to a ref? I mean, that guy just came back. Regardless of what you guys think about Ben Cummins, whether you don't like him as a ref or not, he's still a human being. He deserves respect like all of us. Just because Tama is playing his last 2-3 games doesn't mean that he's allowed to swear at the ref. I mean, Ben Cummins still is a human being, and he suffered a lot. So if people are going to preach about mental health, at least like back up what you're talking about. I mean, because right now I'm just looking at it. Everyone just wants to look at the player's point of view. I mean, is no one going to talk about Ben Cummins and how he's feeling?
Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. I mean, after the game, it was said that Tamo apologised straight away, and I do think like maybe turning it down to a 1-game suspension isn't that bad, but it shouldn't have been said in the first place. We need to have, as much as you disagree with the decisions, you need to have respect for referees, and I mean, it was probably out of character for Tamo, to be fair, but I just don't, not too sure. What are your thoughts on this, either Davos or Lachlan?
Yeah, I think it's a bit soft, if I'm being honest. Like, I understand Brandon Smith said something worse than Tamo did, but how is it that Brandon Smith gets 4 weeks and Tamo gets 1?
Because
shouldn't it be
something worse?
I get that. I really do.
Yeah.
But shouldn't it be like something similar, like a similar ban? But in all honesty, I feel for Cummins here because look, people actually underestimate how tough of a gig refereeing is, especially considering they went from the 2 referees to the 1 referee.
Yeah.
It is a lot harder, and you've got no one but the bunker to back you up, and. Imagine you having to make a decision straight on the spot, whether it's inside the 10 or ruck infringement, or it's really hard. And I think people aren't giving Ben Cummins enough credit for what he has done for the game. So that's where I see it.
And also to add to that, the bunker makes more mistakes than the on-field ref does, and the bunker has 50 times the technology, 50 times the time to look at things in slow-mo, not at real speed, and they still make more mistakes. At the end of the day, players can't abuse refs like refs don't abuse players. It goes both ways. The refs are doing their jobs. The NRL players are doing their jobs also. It's got to go both ways, the respect. Yeah, Tamo apologised, but an apology can only be so much because he said what he said.
Yeah, definitely. We'll just go through a few more news pieces, boys. First off, I think we can all have a big discussion about this.
Oh no.
This is so as many people know, yesterday night there was the Storm posted on their account. It looked promising. It looked like they were probably going to announce a big re-signing. I was expecting Munster personally. Then today they announced that there was going to be 5 re-signings, but Munster wasn't going to be one of them. I still thought there's hope. I still thought there's Nick Meaney to re-sign. There's Nelson Asafa-Solomona to re-sign. There's plenty of other young guns they need to re-sign. And they end up coming out with George Jennings, Dean Iramia, Jaden Nikorima, Grant Anderson, and Marion Seve. What is going wrong with the Melbourne Storm? You can't talk up a big signing and then sign 5 players who aren't even in your starting 17 week in, week out. Oh. What are your thoughts on this, boys?
Yeah, Davis, I'm going to let you go first. You're the Melbourne fan here, so.
I mean, you can announce a re-signing, but don't make it a big one and then say, because I'm gonna be brutally honest. I'll support any Storm player because they're my club, but come on. At best, those players are depth pieces. They're good depth. They're very good depth. I just don't see them in the starting team. I was even expecting David Nofaluma to piss off from the rubbish Tigers. Let's be real. Who wants to say the Tigers?
Darvis, I just want to quickly point out: is there any team yet that you have not called rubbish in the first 3 episodes back?
The rubbish Parramatta Eels, the rubbish Dragons, the rubbish
the rubbish Warriors.
Penrith Panthers.
No, they're good Warriors.
Penrith Panthers, I only said rubbish because we beat them, but they're a good side. But
the rubbish Broncos.
No, I got the rubbish in the first place.
But I mean, I was expecting this for the big. I was expecting a big 5 signings. I was expecting before they said Cameron Munster. I was expecting possibly David Nofaluma to be released from his Tigers contract to stay there. Nelson Asafa-Solomona, Nick Meaney, and then Cameron Munster there as well. Yep, my thing is frozen. 1 second, boys. I was expecting Cameron Munster to be there along with Nick Meaney, Nelson, all those others, but he just wasn't you can't. Am I frozen? Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone, for that. That was a... I'm not sure. My internet just decided to freeze up. But as I was saying, I was expecting, like... Yeah, Nofaluma, Munster, Nelson, Meaney, and possibly like someone, a depth signing like George Jennings or Marion Seve or something like that. But 5 people who aren't even in your first grade side, like, you can't talk that up as much as Storm did. I'm sorry. Sadly, my camera will have to actually remain off for the rest of the live stream because apparently I can't turn it on and without freezing up this whole Discord call. But I'll let you boys get on with it. What were you saying for us?
Yeah, look, I was actually expecting Adam Dewey to sign the club. You know, I wasn't sure if they were going to go with Munster, but I actually thought if in any case they might go after someone like Adam Dewey, maybe, for instance, and like David said, maybe like a Nick Meaney or something like that, you know, just to show fans that they've signed their best young talent coming through, not like the Seve, George Jennings and all that. So, look, I think as Melbourne Storm fans that were sleeping overnight thinking, oh, what are they going to wake up to this morning? I'm pretty sure they would have been really disappointed, especially when Melbourne talked that up so big, you know, and signed these 4 players. I mean, even if you expect, like, some young players that you don't even know to be re-signed, you at least expect a big one, you know. I thought, even after the first 3, you know, I still thought, here comes the last surprise. They're going to fool the fans. Here comes the big one. Yeah, look, it's a bit of a disappointment. If I'm a Melbourne fan, I'm probably fuming right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's all heard as well. Tim Sheens has said that Northaluma's got 2 years left on his contract with Tigers and he's not getting released.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, but I'm a big believer in the fact that if a player wants to leave your club, and I even said this with Payne Haas, if a player wants to leave your club, then the heart's not in it. And so if David Nofaluma has requested to be released from his contract, if I was the Tigers, I would release him. If a player doesn't want to come back and play for the club that they're a part of, I don't think they deserve to be at the club. So
I mean, I'll be honest. It's pretty. I'm not trying to say any disrespect here, but you can tell through Nofaluma's interviews that he wants to leave the Tigers. I mean, yes, he said like no comment, but you can just tell in his face that he wants to leave. Like,
yeah.
Can I also ask a question? I'm pretty sure when just before he left the Tigers to the Storm, were the Tigers even playing him? I didn't even see him for.
No, they're
he
playing him
was
with
reserve grade.
Why? What's going on there?
I don't know. I have no clue. They were playing Junior Tupou and Brent Naden over him.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, look, personally, if I'm a Tigers fan, I definitely want Nofaluma back, but I'm a neutral, and I want Nofaluma to stay at Storm. He's enjoying his footy and deserves to play finals.
Yeah, he does. He does, and I think that's what it has to be. He deserves to be happy. He deserves to play finals. He's a great player, and yeah, that's just how it is. But more news. There was some news earlier this week that Andrew Fafita has said he's not going to re-sign with the Sharks because he wants to make way for young up-and-coming Sharks forwards. But he's also said he might look at returning to the Tigers for next season. What are your thoughts on this, boys?
Yeah, personally, look, I don't like Andrew Fafita as a bloke, but fuck, I feel so sorry for him. He's gone through a lot the last few years. I'm pretty sure last year he had concussion and all that, and then off the field he had an incident where he nearly passed away. I'm not sure the full story of that, but look, whether you like him or not, he's gone through a lot. And, you know, and to see him back playing footy this year, it's truly remarkable for a guy, and it just shows the mental space he is and the type of character he is. But in all honesty, Andrew Fafita is washed up for me. I just don't think he's got anything else to offer, especially coming off the bench here. So, look, I respect Andrew Fafita wherever he goes to, whatever journey he takes up after rugby league, but I don't think any NRL club should take him. You know, especially we're looking at all 16 teams that are trying to develop young future players. I don't think Fafita fits into any club, honestly. So, look, congratulations on a wonderful career. Everyone will remember that 2016 grand final match-winning try, but yeah, I think that's it for Fafita.
Yeah, that's fair. I think the incident you're referring to was actually an on-field incident where he got hit in the neck with his shoulder, and
yeah,
I think I'm not too sure what happened, but
he got in his esophagus.
Yeah.
And he was struggling to breathe. He had to go to ICU, and he was put in an induced coma.
Yeah, that's right. And that was scary for all rugby league fans. But I would actually have to disagree with you for us. I reckon this year he's probably played some of the best footy he's played since like 2018, the 2018 period. He's been good off the bench for me. I think Tigers.
Could you even see the Dolphins looking at him or no?
Definitely.
Really?
I reckon they will. They've been looking at some pretty washed up forwards already. It wouldn't surprise me.
I was gonna say.
But yeah,
Ryan James signs with the Redcliffe Dolphins.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. They'd probably play him at hooker at that point. But yeah.
Oh, I can just clear that up. That he suffered a neck injury. So yeah, and it was really scary because like he's mentioned that like when he copped that knock, he was struggling to breathe. So he could have honestly arguably been like a few minutes away from death. So
yeah, I think said that.
It's really scary to see and hear that. So I mean, it's scary for me to say, but just being in that situation, like knowing that your life could have been taken away in a few minutes. So look, full credit to him. You know, like a lot of people give him hate and all that, but look, you know, regardless whether you like him or not, I've already mentioned that. Look, you got to respect him as a player and how he's come back through. You know, and look, if he does go to a new club, good on him.
Definitely.
Good on him.
Definitely, I agree there.
And also to add, I also stand with the players on this. I understand people can hate certain players. People can hate who they want. But at the end of the day, they're still running on that field. They're getting paid. They've got families at home. They've all got a heart. So everything they read, everything they hear, it still affects them in some way. They're not invincible. Like, they still have skin. They still have feelings. Everything that they get told. The media, social media is the most toxic platform on the universe at the moment.
Yeah.
For sports individuals, for individuals in just total. Mental health is what we need to stand by from Paul Green is what we've learnt. The people who you don't think are suffering, and you need to stand by everyone and make sure they're okay. And the hate towards players on social media, there's no space for it. Example, Jackson Paulo receiving death threats because he dropped the ball 4 times.
Yeah, exactly. I have to agree there. That's just, I mean, especially just after what's happened with Paul Green. I mean, I know each episode we've done, we've pretty much said the exact same thing, but it's because people are not getting it through their heads. This, like, social media is I'm pretty sure it's one of the leading causes of depression, because
so sad.
Yeah, it doesn't deserve that.
And look, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Like the same people that preach about mental health after that Paul Green said, the same people that thinks for like mental health to come into the game. That's the same people that threatened Jackson Paulo basically, and they slide into his DMs. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but even Selwyn Cobbo, he's deactivated his account 4 times this year. 4 times. I'm not even joking.
Well, yeah. I actually heard from Selwyn Cobbo pulling himself out this week, saying that he was a bit fatigued. I actually heard a few people told it, like, pretty much gave it to him for that. And I'm thinking, if he's thinking he's fatigued and if he thinks he's risk of injury, then wouldn't you rather him rest for the week and come back better and stronger next week? Like,
especially when we make finals as well.
He's also 19 or 20.
Yeah.
100%.
He's like 2 to 3 years older than us on this podcast, and he's versing full-grown men at the age of 30 and over, playing in Origin, the most physical arena in Australia.
Exactly.
You can't expect a 19-year-old body to hurt, mentally strained, and everything just physically strained in general. Like, you can't give him shit for that.
100%. Spot on.
Definitely. But yeah, yeah. As for that, yeah.
But it's also good. It's also good by Kevy to know when the right time is to pull a player out.
I agree. I mean, I may not agree with some of Kevy's selections, a lot of his selections this year, but smart decision by him to pull Cobbo out this week. Let Pereira have a run on the right wing. Obviously, Cobbo should be back there next week. But yeah,
I'll say, and I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but I'm going to say this one. If Jordan Pereira drops the ball 2-3 times, if he knocks it on, if he costs us the game, you're fine to criticise him, and that goes for any of us four. If he costs us the game tomorrow, you're fine to criticise him, but don't press certain lines, because at the end of the day, he's a paid professional athlete, and we all want the fans and players to communicate. We're going to lose that soon if this stuff happens on a regular basis.
Yeah, I agree, and yeah, we've been saying it for a few episodes, and yeah, we just want to reinforce that. It's not on to social media abuse is one of the worst forms.
And
of
I also
abuse.
guarantee the people who write this stuff, if they were to meet the player in person, they wouldn't say it to their face.
Exactly.
Yeah, they just suck up to him.
Yeah. But
I'll admit I was a victim of that though. I did that to. I think it was against the Raiders game. Jordan was talking about it.
Oh, that.
And I met him in person. He was actually pretty nice. So.
yeah. Anyway, moving on to some more positive news. The Melbourne Storm passed 40,000 premiership, 40,000 membership, mark, which is congratulations to them. Obviously, Davos, you'd be pretty proud. 40,000 members, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, to see the
You're breaking up,
succeed. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, he's going through a tunnel at the moment still.
Oh shit.
We'll move on.
Like
We'll move on quickly. We won't stay on here for too much longer. But obviously we've already talked about the signings with the Storm. That was horrendous in my opinion. And the Andrew Fafita thing. Yeah, I think. Okay, Davos is gone. But Jeremiah Nano, I just want to talk about him quickly. The spot of form he is in this season is, I honestly think he'll win Rookie of the Year at this point. He's 3 tries away from equaling Steve Menzies' record for most tries scored by a forward in a season. That's freakish.
Well, who else do you see beating Nano to the Rookie of the Year award?
Ezra Mam's the only person who gets close to me, and that's not just me being biased as a Broncos fan. But even then, even when I say Ezra Mam's the only person who's getting close, in my opinion, that means I don't think he has any chance. I think Nanai,
because you can't even get Taylor May up there anymore.
No.
He's fallen off the cliff.
He's not even in the starting. Isn't even in the starting side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a question for you, boys. Speaking about Nano. Do you see Nano playing in the future for Australia? If he's eligible for Australia, would he make the World Cup?
Definitely. He's too good of a player not to like.
Would he be starting though? That's my question.
Yeah,
he'll probably be around the squad, but would he be?
I'd actually have him off the bench like what Slater did in Origin because he provided some good impact.
But the thing is, when he played off the bench in Origin, he actually I reckon he played better in Game 3 where he started than he did when he came off the bench in Games 1 and 2, especially defensively.
Yeah.
Do you guys see Felice Kafusi to get picked?
No.
Australia.
Look, as a Storm fan, I love Kafusi, but I think he's very error prone, and I'll be bluntly honest, really only good in defense.
I'm going to go as far to say Kafusi won't even get picked for for Australia this year, but I'm going to go as far to say next year Nano will take his spot, and it'll be Nano and Capewell in the second row. I think that's how.
Well, you could even at the moment, if he keeps up form, you've got Jai Arrow ahead of him. You've got Tom Gilbert ahead of him.
Yep.
Isn't like next year?
If I know you boys are going to absolutely hate me on this, but if Dave Fafita does get back in next year, maybe as well.
Oh no, I agree with that. I definitely agree. When he's on form, he's one of the best players.
I just think he's at the wrong club, honestly.
Yeah.
And speaking I think they're offering him 2 more years.
Well, I've heard Titans want to move Fafita to lock.
Which is just stupid.
It's
stupid. It's such a stupid call. I feel like I'm Paul Kent on NRL 360. He's not a ball playing lock. The only tries he gets is when he runs on the outside of a halfback. Like, don't get me wrong, he's good at doing that. But the point is, I don't think he won't be he can't be the Titans version of, Titans version of Jason Taumalolo. He just can't. He's an edge forward, and that's all he'll be. I'm sorry, but that's it. Also,
another topic I want to touch on is Wayne Bennett talking about Latrell Mitchell on the open market.
No.
Do you guys see Latrell going to the Dolphins?
Honestly, I want to see him. I sort of want him to go to the Dolphins, but I don't think he will. I think he seems to love South Sydney, but at the same time, if Cody Walker goes, that's a big part. That plays a big part.
Look, I think Latrell will resign about South. With South, I'm just wondering how much he will stay for, but I don't know. I think he'll just stay there. I just can't imagine him going outside Sydney, but that's just me.
He also bought a house recently, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but I didn't think it was
$4.3 million
be
or something.
But yeah.
But yeah, it's But anyway, yeah.
Last question. Who do you see 6, 7, and 8 position to be?
For what? Australia?
For the
The
ladder.
ladder.
For the ladder. Oh, I was going to ask that question too, but well, fifth can go
Fifth
to
is
anyone
also
right now.
contention, yeah.
5th to 8th. So look, I'm going to think about it. You guys can go first.
I'm going to be bold here. I'm going to say, call me biased, Broncos 5th. I'm going to go Eels 6th.
Okay.
I'm going to go Rabbitohs 7th and Raiders 8th. I'm holding on to that hope that Roosters drop out of the top 8. I really think they can. And if they do,
I've got 5th Rabbitohs, 6th Broncos, 6th Eels, but if we win tomorrow night, 6th Broncos, 7th Eels, 8th Roosters.
Okay.
I'm going to sugarcoat. Okay, I'm going to give 2 views to this. I'm going to sugarcoat one, but this is my prediction right now. I think 5th will be Parramatta. I think 6th will be Brisbane. 7th will be the Rabbitohs. Sorry, 7th will be Parramatta, and I've left a few teams out there, haven't I? Fuck.
I think you said 5th was going to be Parramatta as well as 7th. I'm not
Okay.
Will Canberra make finals or not?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they will. It's a bold call because the Roosters can definitely turn up next week, but I don't see them winning in Melbourne, and I think South will be up for it next week. I think they'll win the party, but yeah, so that would be assuming that Raiders win the last 2. So I think it looks pretty bold, but I think the Raiders.
Who are the Raiders versing?
Manly and Tigers. So that's 2 games they should honestly win 13 plus there.
They should, but Manly's a 50-50 to be honest, because Manly
Honestly,
shot
look-
some days.
But do you really think Canberra though? I think if Manly had their players on deck and all that, I was definitely looking at this as danger game for the Raiders. But
Manly have got nothing to lose, and Raiders have all the pressure on them.
And to be fair, with your point as well, last week Newcastle literally gave it to the Raiders, and you would argue if they got their kicks, they would have won the game. So yeah, you never know. But I'm thinking the Broncos will win their 2 games. Not being biased, it's definitely a chance. I think there'll be one winner out of South Sydney Roosters. So there you go. I think Parramatta will be safe with that win last week. So yeah, look,
The
I
thing
think
is,
it's the Roosters.
the big benefit for Raiders is the teams above them. They're basically versing each other.
Exactly, and that's why one of the Rabbitohs and Roosters will probably be guaranteed. So Brisbane better win tomorrow because it will put one of those sides that lose next week in big stride. Especially even in a funny scenario, let's say this: Brisbane loses this week, South Roosters lose this week. Next week, Brisbane, Roosters, Rabbitohs, Raiders, they'll all be on 28 points, and then one of the Rabbitohs and Roosters will have to win. So you never know. I'm just saying all possible cases.
Well, that would mean Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to say anything yet. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. But Broncos.
Dave, do you have anything to add?
I would have gone. Eels 6 Broncos, 7th Rabbitohs, 8th Raiders. I just think that the Roosters I think they'll.
Yeah,
They're trying to lock up.
I agree. Very well said, Davos. That might just about wrap us up here on this episode. I'm going to try and turn on my camera for the outro, but if it freezes, I will just have to do it without. And it does. We'll just have to go without my camera, boys. In fact, the boys are actually still loading it. Oh, yep. Yep. Thank you, everyone, for actually joining and watching this stream. All of you who did. Just follow the final siren if you feel up to it. I mean, the content's just going to keep getting better from us. We're going to get into our stride now, and I feel like we're starting to get there, boys. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you